see what episode this is going to be. It'll be number 9. Okay, put that on silent so we can get going. Okay. Hey y'all, I'm Amanda. This is Southern Knits in the Mitt podcast. This is episode number 9, and I'm coming to you from Traverse City, Michigan. It is super hot, like crazy hot. Not normal. It's not normally this hot up here. It's not terrible compared to how hot it is at home. It could be way worse. It could always be worse, right? So it is, but it's still really pretty. You can at least be outside and it can be tolerable. So it's not terrible. It could be way worse. So it's been almost 3 weeks since our podcast last. I've just been super busy with work and just life and things like that. So let's see what all has happened. My babies came. I got to see the babies. My youngest son and his wife came and brought the girls, and so we were able to have a good visit. And Memorial Day weekend, we got to go to the National Cemetery where my husband is buried and participate in putting flags out on all the graves out there. It was amazing. It was a very humbling, amazing experience. So it was just a neat thing to experience. So it was, if you ever have the chance to do something like that, you should participate. It is very heart touching. Just been busy. I got to go to, so my friend Tammy and I went to a fiber festival. It was the Tip of the Mitt Fiber Festival up in Petoskey, and it was so much fun. So they had some alpacas, but they had yaks. I've never seen yaks. I've never knit with yak fiber. It was amazing. One of the yaks was a pregnant yak, and she ended up having her baby while we were there. We didn't get to see it, but while she was at the thing, it was so cool. And so I did get some yarn from them. I'll show it to you later, and I'll put all the information for everybody that I talk about today, all the patterns and all that business, down in the drop box below. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Southern Knits in the Mitt, and then over on Ravelry, there's a Ravelry group, Southern Knits in the Mitt podcast, and that's where that's all the places. So I got a lot of whips. I mean, not a lot of whips. I do have a lot of whips, but y'all finished almost everything from last time. So I've got some beautiful, beautiful FOs. I can't wait to show you. And I bought some yarn, of course. I can't stop. I can't stop. So we'll just leave it at that. But I got some pretty yarn, and I've got projects already started with it. So that's okay, right? Let's see, is anything else crazy happened? I don't think so. I think that's it. I got a trip planned home. Oh, Sweet Mama had a knee replacement, just like out of the blue. Went to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, we'll do this next week. So she's doing fantastic. Thank you all for all the sweet comments and prayers for her. She's doing great. She is up and about. She is recovering nicely, and hopefully she will be back to her old self in no time. So thanks for thinking about her. I appreciate it so much. So I think that's everything. So we'll just get right into the good stuff. So, okay. The best finished object. It's amazing. I love it so much. I'm probably I stack stuff really weird over here, so give me a minute. Okay, so I did a Vertices Unite. So right now the Fiber Hustle, Chip and Aaron are doing a knit along for a Vertices Unite, and I had just finished mine when they announced their knit along. So go over to their page and participate if you want to, y'all, because this was probably the most fun thing I've ever knit. Are you ready? Wait till you see it. Y'all, look at it. Oh my gosh, I love it. It is huge. It is huge, huge, huge. It is so squishy. I am so pleased with my colors and how it turned out. I just cannot even tell you how pleased I am with how it turned out. Is it not gorgeous? Like, I want to do another one of these. Absolutely want to do another one of these. It's so awesome. I love it. Oh, it's just the best. So this has 5 skeins of yarn. And I didn't, you know what? I didn't weigh my yarn, and I need to because I have a good bit left. I probably, maybe I could do a small one out of what I have left. I don't know. So this section right here is Malabrigo is the dark, and then the light is, or the green is La Jolla. This section here is a light color and a dark color from Yarn Ink in a steampunk kit. And then this section right here is yarn from Over the Moon Yarn Co. And then this section is the dark from the Yarn Ink. This section is the light from the Yarn Ink and the Malabrigo, and then the La Jolla again. And then I used the dark from the Yarn Ink to do the I-cord bind off all the way around. So it's got this I-cord edging all the way around. It just kind of ties everything together and finishes it off so pretty. I'm so pleased with it. This was, honest to God, the most fun thing I've ever knit. This is the big one. There's 2 sizes, a small and a large. Hands down. You should try it. I'm not big into a lot of Stephen West patterns. Some of them are a little over the top for me. I love this. I definitely want to do this again. Most definitely. Love it. Okay. So that came off the needles. And then my other shawl that I was knitting, I finished it. And this is a Free Your Fade by Andrea Mowry. Let me make sure I have it turned the correct way. And this is the Amethyst mini set from Loco's Birthstone collection. Oh my gosh, look how pretty it looks. All these colors. Oh, it just fades so pretty together. I'm really pleased with it. Oh, gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it. And then this side, it's a little asymmetrical when you use a mini set like that. Her mini sets come with 10 20 gram minis, and so if you use the whole thing, that's 200 grams. When you knit this pattern to the pattern itself, you don't use all of your yarn, and so it makes it a little more asymmetrical when you use all of it. But oh, it's so pretty. I love it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I was really worried about some of the colors because they're a high contrast next to each other, but it really did turn out pretty. So I really like it. And so I have more Loco yarn. I've got 2 mini sets that I will do these again because I love knitting this. This is, a lot of people don't like to re-knit patterns, but I paid for this pattern. Why wouldn't I? So, and I love to knit this, and this is the perfect shawl for fading colors. And so I will knit this again and again and again. And yeah, so I've got the Emerald mini set from May, and I just got another one, that her Summer Solstice collection. Oh my God, it is so pretty. And so I'm going to do one of these with that. So my next finished object, so this is my hat that I did, my sock head hat. Okay, I blocked it. And when I blocked it, like, this brim was so stretchy, and I did not like it. I did not like how it blocked. And when I first blocked it, it was way slouchier. And so I will re-block it. What I did is I put it in the dryer. I wet it and put it in the dryer and shrunk it back down. And because I loved how it fit before I blocked it. So I watched Andrea Mowry has a podcast, and I watched her podcast the other day, and she talked about how she blocks, because I use a balloon to block my hats, and she talks about how she does hers, and I was like, that makes so much sense. So what she does is she will wet it, and she'll put the balloon in a little bit blown up, and then once it's inside, she'll blow it up really big so that it doesn't stretch the brim. Makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of that? So, because I don't like them to be too loose. So this was my Over the Moon sock club, the Star Trek sock club, and this is Resistance is Futile. Is that yarn, and I have enough of this left. I'm making a shorty pair of socks, and so I'm going to reblock it. I just kind of steam blocked it after I put it in the dryer. So this part will relax out. Really, it really was nice when I had wet blocked it, and so I'll just wet like this part and then reblock it on a balloon and stretch it a little bit. But I'm really pleased with it. I liked this pattern. The ribbing was a bit much. It was a lot of ribbing, but once I got past that, the rest of it flew by. It went really fast. I actually did the teen size because the adult small was too big. I have a small head, but not that small. I mean, I have a 22-inch head. So, but I just don't like for hats to be super big. I like them to have a little bit of negative ease in them because I don't want them coming off. So there's that. I will definitely do this pattern again. Super easy, and I really liked it. And then my last finished object are I'm just going to throw stuff in the floor, I guess. Y'all, look at these socks. These are my badass unicorn socks from Gingersnap. Look at them. I love how these turned out. So you can see look at that, how I pulled like that. Oh, it turned out so cute. I just am so pleased with them. They're so comfy, and this gave me a good thick dense fabric. These are gonna be so warm this winter. I can't wait. So I do a rounded toe. I just do a stockinette stitch, vanilla, no pattern, fish lips, kiss, heel, and then these I just did a rolled cuff. That's all I did. And then I did the sewn bind off because I really like it. It's really stretchy, but it doesn't like have a weird shape to it. So I'm really pleased. And I have a good bit of that left. They're long, they're not shorties, and they're long enough. If I would have gone any longer, I would have had to start doing increases. So I've got a good bit of this left. It'll go into something for sure. But that's those. So those are my May socks. And that is all of my finished objects. These are all whips. My last podcast, I have been knitting like a crazy person. So, but it's been fun. Okay, so now we'll get to the whips because it's, oh my gosh, so exciting. So this is the Musselburgh hat. This is it. And this hat is knit into like a huge tube is what it's how it's kind of knit. And so this yarn that I'm using is my Gauge Dyeworks Solar System. Gauge Dyeworks. And I did the Solar System, and I did the one-way trip down there. So this is going to be knit into a big old tube. And then you flip one side up into it, and so it's like a double thickness kind of hat. And so this is where I'm at in the Solar System. And so there's a little legend. Like this is the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. I guess that's the asteroid belt. And now this is Jupiter. And it's going to fade into I think it goes to a gray next, and then it'll fade into like a purple. But I'm liking the way that this hat fits. This is going to be really cool. I like the fabric, and when it's doubled, it's really going to be nice. It's going to be a good warm hat for the winter. The way that this pattern is written, so it took me a minute because it basically kind of need to know what your gauge is going to be. And so it has different sizes. You can go up to a DK weight, and you go by your gauge, what gauge you get as to how many stitches you cast on. So you kind of have to do a gauge swatch, and then like whatever size needles is kind of just leaves it up to you, which was kind of weird for me. So this is sock weight, this is fingering weight yarn, and so the recommendation is to go up maybe 2 sizes from what you do socks on. And so I did go up 2 sizes. This is a size 3. And I was really worried because I wasn't even getting the smallest gauge on there. I wasn't even, the last gauge you could get with a fingering weight, I wasn't even getting that at first. I was still way too tight, and so I was really worried, but it finally kind of evened out and got to a point to where I could really measure it and I was on gauge. So I cast on the number of stitches for like 7 stitches per inch gauge is how you do it. It's really kind of neat, but then depending on that gauge tells you how long to knit and all of that. So that's that pattern. And then this yarn, like it's gonna go, so I'm pulling from the middle, so it's gonna go to like a purple, and then there's a blue and a green in here. So yeah, it's really gonna be pretty. I can't wait to finish that. I'm excited to see how this hat's gonna fit, because I feel like that's gonna be a good winter hat too. That's one that I could do out of several different kinds of yarn. You could do all kinds of yarn out of that and really make a neat hat. So my next whip, y'all, it's like a mountain of stuff over here and it's all gonna fall over, I'm afraid. Okay, so this is I was watching the Grocery Girls and Jody had this on, and it was so pretty. Paris and Berlin. It's a cowl by Locatelli. And so I got I bought some yarn to do this. I think this will be good Christmas gifts because it's a skein of yarn. And so this yarn, I forgot to show this to y'all last week. It was over here in my pile and I totally forgot to show it to you. But it is by Lolo Did It, and it is called May the 4th Be With You. So even though I'm a Trekkie, I still like some Star Wars stuff. But isn't that pretty? And so this is it. This is where I'm at so far. I'm really loving those colors. Look at that. I really am liking how that's knitting up. So I'm hoping that it really turns out pretty. So it's just a little, like the first part of it is an 8-row repeat. No, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 4-row repeat. And then you get to where you knit it in the round. You knit it flat for part of it, and then you get to where you join it in the round and knit it in the round the rest of the way. I'm really liking it. I think this will be a really good Christmas gift, so that's probably what I'll do. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So then, while we were at the Fiber Festival, we go in a booth and the ladies got kits for the night shift shawl. And so when I saw them and I saw her sample, I was like, well, I got to get that. And then Tammy, her being an encourager, was like, sure, you got to do it. And she bought one too. And so now I'm going to do, and y'all remember, I kind of hated my cowl, but the shawl has not been that bad so far. I guess maybe because I've knit it, I just kind of have accepted what it is, right? So this is the yarn. This is from, oh, Y'all, I have butterfingers today. Briar Rose Fibers. She had a booth there. And these are her yarns. And so this is where I am in it. This is just, I'm about to finish section 2. And so if you've ever knit that shift shawl, you know, you just like change out yarns and stuff. So these are my colors. This had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins in it. And I think the pattern calls for 6. And so I think I'm just going to swap things out as I go. So these are the first 3 colors that I've used. And then I'm going to go from this green to this burgundy and this. And then I'll carry the burgundy for a little bit. And then this and this are the other 2 colors. So I think that's really going to be pretty. Her sample was absolutely beautiful. And so she had put all these kits together. And here we are. Amanda's going to buy a kit. If you've got a kit, I'm going to buy it every time. Because you've done all the hard part for me, right? So, there you go. So, that's all I have on the... No, I have a pair of socks. And I forgot to grab them. But it's the green yarn. My Resistance is Futile. It's just I'm going to do a pair of shorties with black toes and that yarn. So, I forgot to grab those. Sorry. You'll see them next time. And so, that is all my whips. That's all my whips. That's not bad. It's not bad. So, I'm going to show you everything that I got this week. Because I have a lot of projects in mind that I want to do. So, on Andrea Mowry's web podcast and all, they're doing the Flicker and Flame. I don't know if you've seen that hat, but it is really pretty. So she does it with Spin Cycle. There you go. Isn't that pretty? She does a main color, and then for the color work, she uses Spin Cycle. And so I don't love the way Spin Cycle feels. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just need to try and knit with it and see. So I went to my little local yarn store here. It is called Knitology. And I got some Malabrigo Rios for that because that's a worsted weight pattern. And so this is going to be my main color. And then this is going to be that color work section. I think that'll be pretty. Then I got another, y'all, this one. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I love this. I think I'd like a sweater in this. I may have to go back and get it. But I just got another, the dark gray again, and I'll do the color work part in this. Isn't that beautiful? This, when I saw it, it was like in my basket. I said, get in my bag. I have to take it. So that yarn shop, they are dyeing their own yarn. And it is called Reactions Yarn by Knitology. And so this is, I think Elation is the base for their sock weight. And it's a 80-20 merino nylon. And it's 450 yards. And so I got 2 colors. And this one is called the Drunken Chameleon. I think that these would make a pretty Paris in Berlin shawl by Loco. I think that one would be pretty. And then this one is called Sea Glass. I like that one too. So I think both of those would make that cowl really pretty. So there's that. And then this is, sorry for the crinkle. I told Nicole, like, you Loco, I need her to stop because, like, I just want everything she puts up. When I see her come across my Instagram that she's posted, I have to make myself put my phone down because I want to go get whatever she posts. So she did a summer solstice collection, and this is the mini set. Oh my gosh, y'all, I just can't. Look at those colors. It is so pretty and so vibrant. I think that this one right here is my favorite. I just love it. I love it. So that'll be one of those shawls, the Free Your Fade shawl. Is that not going to be gorgeous? I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So y'all tell me, okay, so with the Free Your Fade shawl, the end you start with is not the end you see. The end you see is the long end. It has a picot edge bind off. So which end should I start with? This pretty blue or this pretty purple? So whichever end I end with, to me, I want to start here and end here, and that this right here is like the main part you see. That's what I think, not this way. So what do you think? Start with purple or start with blue? Comment below and tell me what you think. Okay, so there's that. So now let's get to my other Fiber Festival buys. So the yak farm, I think I'm gonna have to go visit them because I want yaks on my imaginary farm that I'm gonna have, because I'm gonna have alpacas and baby donkeys, and now I have to have a yak too. So this is them, a yak or two. They have a really neat website. They have products available on their website. They have their yarns available. They have some hats and socks that are already knit, made out of yak fiber. They have t-shirts. They have all kind of stuff. So go visit their website. But this is the yarn I got, and this is a sport weight. I got a sport weight, and it is 70% yak and 30% bamboo. It is so soft. So soft. This is 2 ounces. It's in ounces, and it's 150 yards. So we'll see. I can get a hat. I may have to do like a brim maybe in a different color. We'll see. Oh my gosh, it's so soft, like so soft and light. The man that had the booth was telling us that yak fiber is warmer than wool, and it is like antimicrobial. There are some like foot doctors that recommend socks out of yak if you have problems with your feet and things like that. It was really interesting to talk to him. But they have a Facebook page, and they had a picture of the baby yak that was born there. So if I can figure out how to get those pictures out, I'll put them in here and show you. And then there was this dyer. This is a Michigan-based dyer. Let me see if her card is in here. It is M Yarns, Jamie Lewis. This is her. She is out of Detroit. She actually lives like right where my husband grew up. And so I was like, I have to get some of that yarn in. This will make me remember him more, right? So I bought a bunch of DK weight yarn from her because I don't have a lot of DK weight. And so I just got a couple of DK weights from her. And so this is the base is called Easy Rider, and it is 100% superwash merino. It is DK, 200 yards for 100 grams. This is called Early Harvest. It's just got a lot of pretty like burgundy and a like wheat color right there. It's really pretty. And then this one is called Desert Sport. No, I'm sorry. This is a sport weight yarn right here. It is also 100% superwash. This is called Desert Party. That's really pretty. This reminds me of the sunset. And then I got just this blue. This is on her DK. This is called Denim. I'm not a big blue person, but this denim color has really been like drawing me lately. So I'll make a hat out of that. And then I got this. I'm going to make a hat out of this. This is called Unicorn Sneeze. And this is DK and mohair. Oh, look. Look at it. I love it. So I'm going to do a hat. I've never knit with mohair. I know. I haven't jumped on the mohair train. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I know it's going to be super warm, so I'm hoping that I don't hate it. We'll see. We'll see. But I just got to find a pattern just to knit, and I'm going to hold these together and make me a good warm hat for the winter. So there you go. Okay. So that is all of my acquisitions and everything I had to show you. That was a quick episode. Let's see, who have I been watching? So I've caught up on everybody. Caught up on Fiber Hustle. Needles at the Ready. I think I have just a few more of theirs left to watch, and then I will have binge watched every one of those. Chevy Roll just put out a new podcast. I've been watching a yarn tale. Karen at a yarn tale tagged me in a freaking Instagram thing showing me a bag, trying to entice me to buy something. Shame on you, because you know I'll go do it. I didn't buy any bags this time. I've just bought a bunch of yarn. So I think maybe I'll be on a buying hiatus. I did order my next Star Trek Club for the next month, and it should be coming soon. And I think that's all I bought. I think that's all that I've got coming. So there. I've got a lot of projects in my mind that I want to do. So I kind of need to start knitting. I need to start knitting some of this yarn up before I get more. We know how that goes, right? Okay, so I think that's it. So y'all, thanks so much for dropping by. I appreciate every one of you. Click that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.